Hi from Britain, my name is Rick and I'm a Pilotcast listener and I live in southwest London. So why did I make this video report? Well, the thing that got me inspired to learn to fly was by reading your stories on the web. Every journey, wherever it was made in the world, was a mini adventure. I love the stories of people who flew to Ireland or France, and it just made me want to get airborne as well. But I really wished I could see your journeys and experience them with you. I know loads of people like Pilot Ken's trip to Oshkosh. It felt like you were actually there with him, didn't it? A few months ago, I went for a navigation exercise to France and we took a camera. So please join me now on a trip from EGKR to LFAT. There is the flying school. This is the plane that we're going to go to France in today. Golf Bravo Lima Zulu Echo. Had a look
It's
around.
a sunny day, a rare treat in Britain, and we're using this, a C-152. Flying is very expensive in Britain, and this little Cessna keeps the costs down, although this one certainly needs a wash. Talking of water, we're going to be crossing 30 miles of it today, so on goes this very attractive blue thing too. This, by the way, is EGKR, also known as Redhill Aerodrome. It's one of the many places in the southeast of England that Hurricanes and Spitfires flew from in World War II. Canadians and Polish squadrons are also based here. The taxiway is tarmac, but the strip itself is grass, and we're using 26 right, which is 683 metres long. It's about, 2,240 feet. As we begin to rise, you can catch sight of the town of Redhill on the right and the so-called North Downs. Go over these hills and you hit the outskirts of London. But more important here is how high you go, as this is seriously active airspace. Heathrow is down there. And then Gatwick is down there. It means that after takeoff you better not go over 1,500 feet or there's going to be trouble. To get around Gatwick and to start heading to France, we need to do a 180-degree turn and then start heading east following the North Downs. Did you ever see A Knight's Tale with Heath Ledger? Well, the character Chaucer in it really existed in the Middle Ages. That's about 500 years ago. And he wrote about people on a pilgrimage to Canterbury who walked along these very hills that I'm pointing to. Anyway, our first point is a reservoir called Bow Beach, because now we're beyond Gatwick's airspace. It takes about 15 minutes to get here. Here's the map. The plan is to cross the channel at Folkestone, but there's plenty of fuel and time to make a detour. Have you ever had a place that you took girls when you were dating? Places that you know will make them think you're sensitive and nice? Well, Rye is my place. My wife is American and told me when I first took her there that the town has serious QE factor. That means it's quintessentially English to her, and the church dates back hundreds of years. There's cream tea shops and cobbled streets. Okay, enough of the detour, to France now, and it's time to go up. We head east to Folkestone, with the transition altitude in the UK at 3,000 feet. We switch to ISA, which is 1013 millibars here, and head for flight level 75. Below us is where the trains leave to go under the tunnel to France. Just down the coast, you can see as the camera pans, is where the ferries depart from if you want to go by sea. France is only 30 miles away. The waterway is so narrow here and there are so many ships, it's often described as one of the busiest shipping lanes in the world. Maybe narrow, but crossing to France is like crossing to a different world. The language is obviously different, the buildings are different, the food is different, and it only takes a few minutes to get there. So bonjour, Francais. We arrive over land just north of Boulogne and near the spot where Louis Blériot made the first ever aeroplane crossing of the Channel on July the 25th, 1909. During the Battle of Britain, Hitler also used this area to launch attacks on RAF airfields. It doesn't take long before you're passing over the town, which is at the mouth of the River Lane. It's also France's biggest fishing pool. There are some nice baths, but it's also quite industrial, as you can see. Since we're still so high, all we now need to do is take a long descent south towards Le Touquet. And there's the airfield. LFAT is the ICAO code for Le Touquet. Air traffic control is in English, but you can also talk in French, and as we tune in, you can hear those soft French tones of the woman on the tower. We head in on runway 14. It's 1,850 metres or 6,069 feet. I think I can probably land in that space. In fact, with only 23 hours under my belt so far, I tried to land a bit early, flare badly, and land with a bit of a bump. Still, as my instructor tells me, we're alive. He uses that phrase quite a lot, actually. We park up the plane and head into the terminal building. No one's there to check our passports, but there is someone to take some money for landing, so we pay and then get a taxi into town. The Touquet is a pretty French seaside resort. The English have been coming here for years for shopping and cheap food and wine. We take a look around the shops. I plan to bring my wife here one day, so we get all important shopping-related shots. Notice the 40% off sign here. A stroll on the beach.
I think we can officially say we're down to the beach now, can't we, John?
No, I can't.
There we go. So there's the beach down there.
A parade. And the youngsters look so happy. And of course, time for a crepe. Then it's back to the airport. The clouds are rolling in with predictions of thunderstorms and the cloud base is dropping, so time to go.
Raining, as you can probably see on the windscreen there, and we think there's thunderstorms on the way, but although there are thunderstorms on the way, we should be fine because we're out flying it, hopefully.
And so we leave Le Touquet, taking off on runway 14 again. It looks from this shot like we're heading towards the coast, but this is actually the cloud coming in and fast. We do a 180 degree back out to sea. You see Le Touquet beach down there where we were just walking. Well, every year they have motorcycle races along it, which draws in thousands of people. My instructor has done this route so many times, he tells me just to set a heading into the gloom. And after a few minutes, sure enough, we can see the UK again. So back to Redhill. I've no idea why Redhill is called Redhill because it all looks very green to me. What a great VRP it would make if you said just head over there to that red hill. We're looking west in this shot. In the southeast corner there's an old hangar where microlights fly from. There's also lots of helicopters here. Bristow Helicopters has a big office at the aerodrome, and helicopters have their own dedicated circuit which is on the south side of the field, on the left hand side of this shot. I'm always impressed when they practice their engine failures. Do they plummet out of the sky or what? There are also a number of flying schools, including my own too. There are two strips, as you can see. We're on 26 right, but 26 left is longer, and they rotate them to stop them getting too beaten up. Just below us also is the M26. This is the motorway, or perhaps you want to call it a freeway, which heads straight down to Gatwick Airport and also down to the south coast. Well, thanks for joining me on my trip to France. I hope if you guys like this, next time I can share a journey with another Pilotcast enthusiast. But most of all, I'm really looking forward to hearing about your stories too. Au revoir et le bonne nuit, which I think means goodbye and good night.